Hello everyone, and welcome to Slin After Dark. My name is Mr. Slin for Team Fortress TV, and we're bringing you ESEA Intermediate eGO versus Blank and the Meisters. And this is Week 5 CP Gravel Pit. I was really hesitant to cast this match because I actually played in it, so to remedy that situation I'm going to cast as if that's not me. I'm just going to call him as some guy named Mr. Slin, I guess. But I'm joined here by Blank from ESEA Intermediate. Madmen. Welcome, Blank.
Hello.
I was going to say hello, but then it turned to Helcom. And then it was just like, what am I even saying? So, this match was in the past, but we're going to pretend like it's live. And right now, eGO have 5 players, so apparently they're ready up with only 5 players here. And I come in sub in later, which is the reason why I wasn't able to cameraman the fully torqued classic mix-up match earlier tonight, and I felt really bad about it. We see, yeah, this is really shitty. Anyways, we see Madoff here, looking on that long B side towards the door, doesn't really see anything with it, and meanwhile Blank and the Meisters are exploring A. They left their medic in spawn, team to cap, and looks like EGO are going to be trying to do a B hold with their medic heavy? I don't even know. How would you play this 5v6, Blank?
Well, Heavy's worth about 2 people, so I guess they kind of got an idea right there. I mean, Heavy, the hero class that they need.
Can you believe that they used to have 2 heavies in ESEA? That was incredible.
Well, I'm glad that was before my time, because I definitely probably wouldn't have played the game.
Actually, Z-Skill's running heavy too, so this is like a heavy v heavy thing, so they kind of cancel each other out in that sense, right? So they, either way, Blank and the Meisters still have an extra person.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So, looks like Joe's going to be spamming the left BC connector as he's trying to figure out which way Blank and the Meisters are coming from. Looks like their combo for the blue team is actually coming out of the short B. And so, looks like GBB trying to throw some stickies, get some early damage, try and get a sense of where the enemy combo is. He does see them now parked on the back side of the house, and wow! Snake Kryptonite dropped an Uber. I missed that completely, but Wilson bombed in there and got Snake to drop with the help of Joe's stickies. Meanwhile, the Uber was popped by Cammy there, and they're able to now hold off this soldier in the BC connector. Wow, another soldier going to be bombing in. He's going to get taken down by Joe. And I don't even know what happened there. That's incredible.
Well, it's kind of the problem when you're down an extra guy. I mean, it's hard to see all the doors, but that was a nice bomb in by Wilson there to make the other team drop. But the thing is, I mean, Noodle's Uber was still fourth, so if anything, I mean, he stays alive, so he has a slight Uber advantage, but the other team has a man advantage. Like, they should probably try pushing here, which it looks like they're doing.
So we do see Z-Skill now switching over to Sniper on this offensive play. EGO, meanwhile, trying to hold off the point just a little bit longer. Blank and the Meister starting to get some cap time. Wilson jumping up on the roof here and spamming down onto the combo. He's getting pretty lit up, though. He's backing off here. And when you're 5v6, you're already down. Once you lose 1 player here, they lost Madoff. They're down 2 players now. And the Uber's going to get popped first by Cammy. Snake Kryptonite in the meantime backing off. He's trying to preserve his own Uber. Clandestine takes down Gauze, though, putting Cup down. And actually, EGO have a man advantage. The soldier trying to sneak up behind. Cammy retreats to the cover of his heavy. Wilson takes down Abe Lincoln. Oh, nice headshot there by Z-Skill to take down Joe. There's no demo man alive for EGO. They're down 2 players. And it looks like Blank and the Meisters want to push. GBB throwing pipes in towards the medic. And what are they... you take it from here, Blank.
Well, in my opinion, I don't know, this heavy's causing them a lot of issues. What they need to do is anytime the other team runs a heavies, you just heal your demo and scouts, and they can kind of destroy them. Another thing, what I really think EGO should do here is, in all honesty, not run soldiers, because the heavy kind of, like, negates the effectiveness of the other team's soldiers if they play it right.
Yeah. Wilson tried to bomb in there to take down Snake Kryptonite, but he's going to go down. Joe, meanwhile, trying to pipe a soldier at his last. The soldier's all over his medic, though, and Cammy's going to go down at C. That's big problems for them as Blank and the Meisters now going to begin rolling into C. They've already got the spawn door trapped out. EGO in a lot of trouble here. Joe takes down Abe Lincoln, though, back with 11 health, grabs the resup, though, and Madoff takes down Pudding Cup. Meanwhile, the medic for the blue team is caught out. Looks like Madoff should be able to finish this one off here. No, Wilson finishes that one off. The demo man is also committed, so GBB is going to go down. 3 players alive for Blank and the Meisters, and EGO able to hold off this spawn camp at C.
Yeah, kind of an overextension there by the blue team. The medic died at like 80-ish% because the demo man tried to push up and sticky off the right door. At that point, he's kind of overextending and getting really greedy when they should have just gotten the Uber, and this probably would have been a round over if they had done that.
So blanking the Meisters now, about even Ubers with Cammy. And let's go over the rosters real quick. For blanking the Meisters, we have Z-Skill, Abe Lincoln, GBB, Pudding Cup, Snake Kryptonite, and Gauze. And for EGO is Wilson, Joe, Noodle, Madoff, and Clandestine. And right now, Clan is at the top of the tower, trying to find some players to damage. Really, there's no one really jumping at him. And actually, Wilson, wow, hops into the AC connector and finishes off the Demo Man GBB. That's gonna buy a little bit more time off the clock there. They're actually not setting a bad time. I mean, 340 for 2 points plus a couple of minutes off the clock here at C. So they're actually setting a pretty respectable time considering that they're 5 on 6.
Well, remember, like I said, see, the key thing is blanking the Meisters isn't running a heavy anymore, so we have a legitimate 6 on 6 right now.
Oh yeah, of course. But a heavy on the top of the C tower is pretty standard for, you know, no matter what it is, 6v6 or whatever. Looks like the soldiers for blanking the Meister are going to be coming in here and forcing the Uber from Cammy. The second Uber coming in now from Snake Kryptonite, and actually there's a lot of flashing for the red team. Clandestine the heavy goes down up top, and meanwhile the blue team is streaming in here now. Clandestine, Madoff going to go down, Wilson down at the top as well. Z-Skill on Sniper, but he hasn't really gotten any picks yet. Now the Demo Man jumping up. Joe, he's trying to stop the point. Headshot by Z-Skill. And like the Meisters, set the time at 5.5 minutes.
Pretty respectable time, but I mean, definitely beatable. 5v6, it'll be hard, but if they run the Russian, anything's possible.
And they really should right now. They're running 2 soldiers scout demo for offense. I don't even know if I would recommend running a heavy for offense though, just because he's so freaking slow. And A is actually pretty big.
Well, this is kind of true. The power of heavy on this map comes from, well, any map really, is you can kind of deny soldiers. And with the importance of the fear, like, the soldiers won't necessarily bomb in, so they can kind of just spam the heavy. So heavy on offense here, probably not the best of ideas, and I agree with you there.
So both teams running the standard metagun. As there's just a couple seconds left in the setup time. Blanket the Meister's going for a full B hold. Abe Lincoln switching over to DH actually. And EGO are going to probably push out towards A now, as we see Wilson's on DH as well. I don't know why there's so much dark hit going on, but maybe Wilson's going to try for a bomb. Yes, he is moving towards the long B now, and so while the rest of his team is going to be starting to cap A, Wilson is trying to catch out a scout on the right side here. Doesn't get him down though, and now the Demo Man is trying to adjust the situation. Wilson starts shooting his direct hit at the sentry gun, doesn't take it down though. Nice job there from Z-Skill to keep repairing his sentry, while EGO caps A. Really nothing lost there from them doing that though, Blank.
Yeah, definitely nothing lost. Typically if you run the DH, it's because you're doing like a full-blown suicide play, but when you're kind of one-man army, I don't think you should DH. Probably just stick with the stock and not even suicide if you're going lone wolf there, unless you're playing spy or something.
Maybe he was going for some sort of miracle shot with the DH on the medic, and then I don't know why the medic would pop, but something crazy. But Abe Lincoln spots the blue team coming out of the AB connector, and it looks like GBP is going to go for a bomb and gets taken out there right away, so no Demo Man alive for Blank and the Meisters, and looks like the Ubers are going to be exchanged by the Shack. Clandestine meanwhile jumping behind and picking off the scout Gauze, and now Blank and the Meisters not looking so hot here as Madoff goes down, so it's still 4 on 4. Clandestine getting another one onto Snake Kryptonite. He takes the medic out from behind. Great play from him. And now EGO just playing with the heals. They have roof control. They're just looking at that sentry now. They're trying to spam it down with the stickies. Joe's going to be able to take that one down, and as well as the engineer. And EGO actually have a pretty decent push here on their hands, and pretty large Uber advantage moving into C.
Yeah, that they do. The key thing is, even though Blank and the Meisters actually had the better Uber, is their soldier kind of tunnel vision the other team's medic and thought, well, we're playing 5v6, let's just kill the medic and win the game, when the reality of the situation is they had no roof control, and the soldier, like, for the blue team, ended up jumping the roof when he knew he had the worst Uber and just kind of killed, like, half the other team.
Looks like some guy named Dr. Gizmo's trying to join in. Is that EGO's 6th? I don't think it is. But regardless, EGO are going to be getting a lot of cap time here on the B. Blank and the Meisters have no chance to contest this, and they're actually running a heavy to run him up to the top of the tower. And now eGO have about 3 minutes to try and get the C cap to go, and they actually have a 25% advantage here. So as they begin to move through, they actually pop the Uber really early onto both of their soldiers, bringing in their Demo Man as well, jumping everybody up onto the point. And Joe's trying to get some sticky damage here. Doesn't really get any onto the heavy though. The soldiers now for the red team jumping up there, and wow, Clandestine cleaning that up, and they actually get the cap to go. eGO, we're gonna make this first round 1-0, 5v6. That's incredible.
Well, I guess I should eat a hat or something, but yeah, this is a really good round. I mean, Uber versus no Uber, I guess, and shiny people.
Yeah. So, it's up to you, Blank, but we could either chit-chat for a little bit, or we could, I guess, fast forward, but I already know what's going to happen here, so I suggest we fast forward.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Okay, I guess I'll take you up on your suggestion.
Okay, let's do that. So, this is, of course, a pre-recorded match.
You sound a little happy over there.
Well, I'm just trying to sing because I'm not allowed to use copyrighted music while we,
Oh, I see, I see.
Yeah, YouTube is very picky about that. They have this really crazy, I don't know how they do it, but they know exactly what song you're playing, and then they call you out on it, and then they're gonna shut you down if you play music. So I'm singing
That's
Summertime.
cray.
Our control point is being captured.
I feel like I have to do this because we've casted 2 other matches, but Blank and the Meisters has no relation to Blank, who's on this cast now.
It's probably for the better, I mean. You name your team after somebody. Probably would have picked someone else.
Mission ends.
Oh yeah, I mean I would definitely pick a Guamanian if I was gonna name my team after anybody.
Mission ends in 30 seconds.
Why not name it Slin and the Meisters? I mean, come on. That's real
It's not as
talk.
catchy, honestly.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Okay, so at this point I'm hopping in, and am I in yet? And Enigma's messaging me furiously like, where are you? And I'm like, what's happening over there? And then DJC had to be the caster / cameraman, and he's probably not too happy about that. But I'm at tick 76,500.
Okay. Yeah, get over that. I'm at 76,500.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. So if you're watching on YouTube and you're like, oh, finally, this break is over. Yes, the score is 1-0. eGO's in the lead, and they're going to be on offense first.
60 seconds.
And now eGO has a full 6 set, and looks like this guy named Mr. Slin is playing. I don't know who he is at all, but
Yeah, who's that guy? Oh, by the way,
He must be pretty
what's your
cool.
in-game time? Because I unpaused at 300% by accident.
oh well, let's restart there. I'm at 19 minutes and 38 seconds.
Okay, I'm at 1951.
Whoa there, buddy. Alright, so we can see Twitch Mr. Slin is disguised as enemy medic, trying to figure out what metagun the enemy is using, which is pretty slick there. He also has a really cool hat from Critscast. I'm at 1951, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Of course, I've never made any appearances on Critscast, but apparently that guy has.
Who's the secret scout? I mean, he's got to be their star
Mystery
player.
Scout.
The dark horse.
Yeah. Dark Horse. He's more like a washed out yellow kind of thing.
Mission
Retired horse. They put him back in the stable. But, you know, on occasion they let him out to have some fun from
Yeah,
time to time.
for some fresh air, you know. Looks like eGO gonna go for an A. Yeah, they're gonna go for some sort of A thing. Start capping over there. Meanwhile, the combo for eGO is looking to clear out these doors here. Blank and the Meisters, meanwhile, running a pretty standard setup. Engineer on their second point. Pudding Cup goes for a sacrifice there, doesn't get it to go. Wilson able to take him out. And looks like Gauze is playing sniper at the C point, looking towards A.
It was a solo soldier bomb there from Wilson. He's able to take out the other team's roamer, but I mean, not a heck of a lot you can do by yourself. And we kind of see like a pro-lander defense set up here from Blank and the Meisters with the NG, heavy, sniper, like one of each class basically.
Yeah, I guess so. Looks like eGO gonna be moving their combo through to B already. Looks like Mr. Slin is trying to kill himself as he runs out towards that right side rock. And now the soldiers for EGO gonna jump onto the roof and try and see if they can get any sort of roof control here. The soldiers now for Blank the Meisters gonna get forced off as Wilson trying to throw some spam towards the heavy and the engineer setup. Joe throwing stickies down as well, unable to take it down. The soldier bombing in now, and the Ubers are gonna get exchanged by the rock. Meanwhile, Joe gonna get into that sentry with the rest of that Uber, able to take it down there, and now it's gonna be an even fight as Mr. Slin does take down Gauze. Wilson goes down here, so it's still gonna be 5-on-5. And they're playing around that heavy there, nice and easy. Wilson, his bomb wasn't so successful there, Blank.
Well, no, it wasn't, but I mean, here we kind of have like a awkward situation, 5-on-5 fight. Like the key thing, ooh, engineer goes down to some nice pipes, and without the sentry gun, like they're kind of getting destroyed here. And heavy, I mean, this is one of the problems with running a soldier in a demo in close proximity is you have too many targets to heal. It makes the medic's job really hard.
So now EGO gonna be able to catch this point easily, and the rest of the combo is holding out these doors and preventing Blank and the Meisters from getting in. The Ubers have evened out now, and EGO setting a decent time here. They got that push to go on the first try. Actually, all their pushes have gone on the first try.
Dang, EGO, too strong, I guess.
I guess so here, as the combo now moving out on this left C door. Soldier spam coming in now. Whoa, Clandestine getting launched up in the air. Goes for the Demo Man. Doesn't finish him off though, and actually Snake Kryptonite does have the Uber. He hasn't popped it yet. Pudding Cup goes down to Wilson. And Snake Kryptonite holding tight onto the Uber now. The Uber's gonna get popped. Madoff takes down Gauze though. GBDB down on top of the point. Z-Skill taking down Wilson and Mr. Slin, and EGO have a man advantage. I don't know if they're gonna take advantage of this though.
They might potentially. A little bit of too much milking there from Snake Kryptonite, but it looks like for now they'll be able to hold on to the point. I'm curious as to, we have a pick here for EGO. They might just push in without Uber here. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, they're actually moving through the tunnels now. Wilson and Clandestine moving down that left side, and all 6 players for EGO are stacked in this tunnel now. Blank and the Meisters playing on their tower, but on the far side ramp as well. Madoff clearing space on the right. He goes for the scout right away. Meanwhile, Abe Lincoln taking down Clandestine. Madoff down to just 20 health, and this push is not going so well for EGO. They're getting pushed back now. The rollers are coming in onto the combo, and now Clandestine, Mr. Slin down. This is going to be a problem here for EGO, Blank.
Yeah, that it will. No frags really coming of that slow push there, and that's kind of the key thing is, like, you need to establish presence on the side and then try and make picks happen. Otherwise, you just kind of lose on the slow push situation.
Yeah, were they just bringing too many players into one direction, or?
Yeah, typically well, it kind of depends. I feel like with this map, you kind of want to spread out, at least through 2 different doorways, because otherwise, I mean, their entire team is going to be watching one side, and it's pretty easy for them to fight you together.
Looks like the Ubers are going to get exchanged on that right C door. The soldiers for EGO jumping up top, but Clandestine's going to get taken down by Z-Skill. Abe Lincoln gets one onto Wilson as well, so no soldiers alive for the blue team. Meanwhile, Mr. Slin getting destroyed by Z-Skill there. And the other scout Madoff going to get denied by GBB as well, so 4 players down for EGO, and the Ubers are still even. And EGO haven't been able to get a medic pick or anything off of this, and they just keep throwing players in over and over to no avail.
Yeah, kind of an unlucky fight there for Mr. Slin. I mean, he used his buff and went in, shot about 30 damage at a pyro, then did about another 40 to the medic before he went down, so...
Yeah, really good at the cleanup there. Good attempt. He is fantastic DM from what I know, but I don't believe he mains scout. Anyway, the soldier bomb now coming for EGO. Mr. Slin's gonna go down there. Wilson does pick off Z-Skill, but doesn't get the medic. The medic was just at 18 health. He almost died. Mr. Slin got 100 damage meat shot into the medic, but wasn't able to get it finished off there, and now it's going to be a reset of the situation. Noodle or Cammy does have a 20% advantage though. I'm not sure if they can go off of this.
No, it doesn't look like they realize it. One thing these teams could try doing, or EGO at the moment, is like if you're just waiting to build Uber before you're pushing into C, is like you might as well just start suiciding players, because otherwise they just kind of sit around and you're waiting like a whole 40 seconds when you can be trying to do something.
Yeah, it looks like Slin went in before the combo and got himself picked off, and now the rest of the team for Blank and the Meisters is going to be able to hold off this point here as they're getting tons of picks on the point. The Uber for EGO is very early, and Blank and the Meisters now able to clean everybody up here except for the medic and the Demo Man. And then Cammy and Joe have been able to back themselves out of a number of situations here and stay alive. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It doesn't allow your medic to switch to crits, but I don't know. What's your take on that? Do you want your medic to die going into last Blank?
Sometimes it's good to commit him if, like, you know, he's putting out the extra heals and you can win the DM fight, but with kind of how lopsided the fights have been at the moment, it's better for him to just stay alive.
Yeah. Well, Cammy's building with 10% advantage now as Clandestine bombing into last. He does pick up the Demo Man GBB though, and that's going to be a nice pick for him. He digs himself out with his own rocket though. Mr. Slin coming in, getting good damage onto the pocket here. He's going to get juggled up in the air. Can he finish this one off? The nice flash coming in from Cammy though. And the rest of the players trying to come in. They do take down Snake, Kryptonite, Gauze, and Pudding Cup, and looks like Mr. Slin able to clean up Z-Skill as well. Only 2 players alive for Blank and the Meisters. The Pyro up top is in a lot of trouble. He does take down the Demo Man Joe as well as Madoff. Wow. GBB, the respawner, coming in now. No, denied by Wilson. Mr. Slin takes down Abe Lincoln, and that's going to be the cap for EGO, but 6.5 minutes is not as good as when they were playing 5-on-6, Blank.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Mr. Slim perhaps being a bit of a weight against the team to say right now. I mean, making their job a little bit harder. Who knows?
Yeah, seriously. Who knew that having extra player was bad for your team, but that's Mr. Slin for you. So now,
Poor Slip.
you're not even going to comment about it. You're just going to leave me hanging to talk about more shit.
Well, in Slin's defense, I mean, he did get a nice 3K at last there and ended up finishing the cap, so overall, I mean, as much trash as we're giving that Slin guy, he did pull it out for his team there in that last push.
Looks like he's going to be playing Engineer here, which is the, I would say the highest skilled class in the game. It requires intense DM and positioning abilities. But meanwhile, Clandestine at the bottom of the board, he hasn't really been able to be effective, and on the other side, Z-Skill at the top, Gauze at the bottom though.
3,
And it looks like we're going to start this second round here. EGO, both their soldiers stacked on the B spawn door. They have this trap there as well, so they really don't want Blank and the Meisters to come from that direction. And it looks like the Meisters are going to be heading out towards A now, exploring that region. EGO still throwing a lot of spam towards that door, and actually Snake Kryptonite is just healing his soldier there. He really wants to get them through.
Yeah, that they are. I'm interested to see if they're going to try any suicides this time. Actually, it looks like their medic has come out of the spawn doors here. No, he's going back in. I'm trying to peek and prod here and see if they can do suicides, but I mean, EGO's had relatively successful suicides, and Blank and the Meister's not really going for anything, so they're gonna get the A cap, but I mean, that's about it.
Well, they do have plenty of time left on the board to make this happen. 5 minutes and 40 seconds for them. EGO, pretty standard holds for them. The sentry in the so-called Enigma spot that was used by him a number of seasons ago. Meanwhile, Gauze able to take down Wilson with the help of GBB's pills, and Joe meanwhile throwing some on the left side there. Doesn't really get any damage out. It looks like Meisters are going to be coming on that left side there. They see that sentry right away, and they're going to start spamming it down. The Uber is popped by Blank and the Meisters now. Joe trying to hold him off. He's going to get popped onto, and Mr. Slin trying his best to defend that sentry there, but he picks it up in the air, and Madoff's going to go down. Meanwhile, the rest of the members from Blank and the Meisters trying to get picks here, but Gauze is going to go down 5v5 still. Can the Meisters do anything here? They have a lot of point presence, and they take down the sentry and Mr. Slin on the point. Meanwhile, Pudding Cup going down to Joe. Height control for EGO here as Abe Lincoln takes down Clan. Noodle goes down to Z-Skill, and with no medic alive, EGO are going to be in a world of trouble.
Yeah, that they are. A lot of picks being exchanged, but Blank and the Meister slowly starting to come ahead in this exchange, and oh, we have a scout here on the medic. Is he gonna be able to kill Snake? I mean, he's at 35 health. No, a really nice pipe there from GBB, and that should secure him the cap here. But
Yeah.
I mean, now it comes the hard part of pushing C. I mean, they do have the Uber advantage, but they need to start moving now. Like, I'd really like to see him rotate through A and push in that way.
Well, they've already got a lot of cap time here. They're actually starting to move towards the doors. Meanwhile, Slin is setting up a sentry on the left side of C, and the combo is building Uber on the top. So they're going to actually have a lot of height advantage here, but Snake Kryptonite does have large advantage, and they need to move now if they want to take advantage of it, Blank.
Yeah, that they're, I mean, they're taking way too long to push here. Like, as soon as they realized they won this cap, they should have just left the scout and started pushing in as soon as they had Uber. But now, I mean, EGO has the defense all set up as well as an Uber, so this is now an uphill battle for Blank and the Meister.
Yeah, it looks like that Uber is going to get popped in for the combo of B and M. And looks like Abe Lincoln does take down the sentry right away. Pudding Cup goes down though. Abe Lincoln going down though. Joe throwing a ton of stickies up top. Getting nice picks there. Flashing coming in from Cammy. Looks like Wilson goes down once again. But can Blank and the Meisters get this cap? They have a lot of players up on top. Can they get it? Z-Skill's running up there to try and get some kills. Gauze takes down Clandestine. Z-Skill gonna fight the one-on-one against Madoff. Madoff gets taken down. Mr. Slin trying his best to fight up there as well. Can they get this done to go? Z-Skill's the only one left alive. He's gonna get finished off by Slin here, and EGO just barely able to hold on. The medic coming up though with the Uber Saw. Can he get this to go? Slin chasing him out, takes him down there, and looks like the Demo Man for Blink and the Meisters isn't able to get that as well. Abe Lincoln's gonna go down. And yeah, EGO able to hold that one off there. It looks like Slin rushing into A for some reason, gonna get taken down right away by Gauze. And but pretty good
Slin
plays.
apparently won. Yeah, no, I mean, pretty nice hold, but I guess Slin right there, he wanted kind of a first-class ticket to respawn, so I mean, blue team more than happy to oblige.
And meanwhile, Cammy's gonna have himself an 80% advantage. And in Slin's defense, he did have a lot of time to respawn there. He's just going for a sack, maybe. Or maybe he's just bad. I don't know. Madoff gonna be holding his heavy on top of the tower there. Slin's gonna be playing Pyro, and Pyro heavy is a pretty strong defense for the C tower, Blink.
Yeah, that it is, but the soldier just walked right into door 5 uncontested and was able to force the Uber. Demo Man goes down here, but I mean, it's not really relevant as Blake and the Meisters are going to have an Uber advantage to be pushing in. And that's kind of the weakness to running a Pyro and a Heavy on the C tower is, I mean, without scouts or even just like an NG on the ground, you don't have anyone that can watch that door 5.
Yeah, huge aggression coming in from EGO as they're pushing their way into C. Joe is trying to get all over the medic here. He's gonna get taken down by GBB. And I don't know what they were doing. They were pushing their Pyro, Soldier, Demo Man into like their A, trying to get some sort of crazy picks to happen or something. But now the Uber gonna come in from Blank and the Meisters, and with this 3-man advantage, they're gonna be able to stack all over the point here. They're gonna target down the Heavy right away, and Wilson, Madoff down, Cammy down as well. So Blank and the Meisters are gonna get this cap, easy peasy.
Yeah, that they are, and I mean, as good of a Pyro as Mr. Slin is, I don't think it was enough there. His play left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, so Blank and the Meister is going to be able to tie this up and make it 1-1. And this is a close match. Unfortunately, the addition of Mr. Slin to the roster has lost them a round. And it's going to be tough to see who's going to win this last round, actually. It's pretty close.
I don't know, Slin, what do you think EGO and, you know, their new member, Mr. Slin, should do to potentially pull out the win here?
Well, you know, it's tough. Mr. Slin spends so much time fapping in the dark that he doesn't really have enough time to practice his scout play. But, you know, they could try their best here. I think they need to go for something maybe just standard, maybe just tighten up their play a little bit, maybe just not overextend as much. But they could have had that round there, honestly. They just kind of pushed into A and just died just into this awful fiery ball of awfulness.
Yeah, I think Slin leading the way with that Pyro play, you know,
so questionable.
it sort of got his team all riled up and they're like, charge!
Yeah.
But, you know, with a Pyro leading the way, it's not exactly the greatest idea.
60 seconds.
Well, we're going to be starting the last and final round. EGO going to start off on defense, Blank and the Meisters on offense. Let's check out the Mr. Slin cam, see how he sets up this engineer play here. He's going to go for the sentry at the left door, okay. And the teleporter, oh, look how smoothly he puts that one down. Oh man, it's like he practices.
I think Slin, you know, pulling out a pocket NG strat that'll potentially catch Blank and the Meisters off guard here. And we definitely see all that Highlander play coming into effect right now.
Oh yeah, pro engineer strats. Looks like Madoff and Wilson are going to sacrifice themselves for ammo as well at the B side. And Slin's going to go for a sentry on the pretty standard location, covering that mini health pack on the shack. Meanwhile, Joe's sticking up the spawn doors, and everything else is pretty standard. All quiet on the western front here, Blank.
10 seconds.
Yeah, that it is. I'd really like to see in the future, though, Mr. Slin put either a sentry gun on the pill bottle, like closer up to the shed,
Yeah.
or actually on the ramp by door 2, because right here it's a little bit, you know, this is like the standard place if they're actually pushing, not when they're doing suicides.
For sure.
Oh, he's moving the gun. Let's see. Where is he putting? Oh, he's putting it by long here. Interesting. Mr. Slin potentially with the mind games here to throw off Blank and the Meisters.
I guess so. Wilson, meanwhile, bombing into the AB connector to try and get a force. Doesn't get it to go, but GBB and Pudding Cup go down with the help of Clandestine there. So, nice play. Nice coordinated soldier spam out that AB connector there. And looks like Blank and the Meisters are going to have to wait for these respawners before they get to push.
Yeah, that they will. Blank and the Meisters gonna be able to secure this cap. No real sort of contesting by EGO, but I mean with the NG defense by Mr. Slin, we have Wilson on sniper here. Interesting. So let's see
Yeah.
how this plays out.
I'm not even sure if he's a good sniper, but he goes for the scout here and gets a nice body shot from the spawn door. Wilson, amazing plays by him, and that's, I don't know if that's going to stop the push from blanking the Meisters, but it's definitely going to make them hesitate.
Oh, come on. You questioned whether or not he's a good sniper, then you said nice body shot. I mean, that's it's kind of an oxymoron, nice body shot.
Anyways, like the Meister pushing out of the AV connector there. They see the sentry, they're spamming it down right away. Mr. Slin's gonna pick it up. The Uber comes in, lots of flashing coming in from Blank and the Meisters though, and Cammy's holding tight onto it, pops it onto Joe here. He's gonna bring Clandestine into the fight as well as he takes the high ground, getting great damage onto the soldiers up top. Madoff's gonna take down Gauze. The sentry is being reset up there by the Shack. It's gonna get taken down right away by Abe Lincoln, and Mr. Slin in a lot of trouble here. He's got the shotgun out. He's trying to get some damage onto the combo here. The combo is very safe behind that rock there. It's only GBB and Snake alive though. Joe coming in with the buffs. Oh, Wilson with the Market Gardener finishes off Snake Kryptonite, and GBB is gonna go down. That's gonna be a full wipe from Blank and the Meisters, and EGO continuing this defensive B.
But he is, you know, Mr. Slin dropping down to 27 health, but thankfully he was able to find some more ammo to rebuild his sentry gun, so I mean we should see another solid defense being set up by him again here at this B point.
Looks like Joe with some stickies on the long B door picks off Gauze. Sentry being reset up on the shadow side of the house. And I'm curious to see what Blank the Meisters will do for their next push, because they're in a lot of trouble. If they take the time to wrap around to C, it's going to take too much time off the clock. But if they go for another B hold or B push, EGO knows it's coming. So GBB is actually going to jump on top of the roof here, and he almost craters down to just 14 health. Meanwhile, the soldiers in now. Gauze is going to go down to Madoff, and the pipes are coming in now for the demo man. Abe Lincoln going down, Pudding Cup going down, and GBB's in a lot of trouble as well. He's taken down by the sentry, and it's only Z-Skill and Snake Kryptonite alive. That bomb did not go well, Blank.
Yeah, I mean, EGO trying to shut us up here by proving that bringing Mr. Slin in on NG was the right call. His solid sentry gun placement right there, kind of saving him from the suicides. Really well played to Mr. Slin in the sentry gun.
It's like he tries to copy good players. I think he might have seen Enigma do it a couple seasons ago, so all credit to Enigma, as well as the Team Fortress TV layout. Anyways, looks like Blank and the Meister is going for another B-sided push. They're looking short B. Wilson sees him coming from a mile away, though. And actually, the combo's at the long B. The trap from Joe picks off GBB and Pudding Up. And I guess they stacked themselves trying to come out of long B, and they're in a lot of trouble now. It's only Scouts heavy alive. Gauze goes down here, and Blank and the Meisters aren't pushing with their Ubers. They're just pushing with their bombs, and it's not really working out for them.
Yeah, I mean, typically it's kind of like Viaduct. You want to suicide players to see if you can get a Forrester picks, but I mean, once you're close to Uber, you have it. That's where you actually want to commit to a push here. And running the offensive heavy, if they do that, what you should try and do here is like your med kind of pockets the heavy in the demo, and your soldiers just play the rooftop. Because otherwise, like I've mentioned a couple times earlier, if you run the heavy with the combo, or like the pocket soldier demo and the heavy, it's kind of too much for your medic to do all at once.
Joe just throwing way too many stickies towards long B, as Blank and the Meister is now coming out the short B. And Joe now throwing stickies there. He's trying to get a force, but doesn't get any damage on the Snake Kryptonite. Meanwhile, the pop is going to come down as Clandestine picks off Gauze from the high ground. Wilson, great damage onto the soldier at the roof as well. The sentry going down from Mr. Slin. What a shitty, as he's going to get flashed by Cammy there. Nice save there as Joe now flashed in, trying to get damage onto this scout. Madoff takes down Abe Lincoln. The scout goes down, and now it's just medic and soldier alive to try and make something happen. GBB from behind, though, takes down the medic and Madoff. Joe able to clean up the pocket Pudding Cup. GBB goes down. Snake Kryptonite and Gauze to save the day against Wilson and Joe. Joe goes down easily, and it's only Wilson alive. He's on the second point. Here comes the 1v2 duel. Can Wilson save the day? And we're on his cam now. He's at 80 health. No, finished off by Gauze. Gauze with a nice kill streak there on B.
Yeah, that it is. Gauze coming in with the cleanup. I mean, everybody in EGO is deep in the red, and it was really sort of nice, or well played to the demo man GBB with the flank there. That kind of did a lot of damage, and was also able to drop the medic for EGO. So finally, Blank and the Meisters committing to a push, and it looks like they're able to secure B here.
Looks
or
like
maybe not, actually.
Oh, Mr. Slin coming in!
Cleanup.
Taking off GBB. Snake Kryptonite down as well. He goes down to Pudding Cup, though. And now it's going to be a 3-on-2, but EGO has the heals. They know that there's players on the point, so they're spamming them off right now as Wilson jumps away from the medic. Pudding Cup goes down. Whoa, Cammy almost died there. Down to just 18 heat craters!
Oh man, this is just some crazy play all around here.
Yeah, big mistake there, and So now, Blank and the Meisters finally have a large Uber advantage, and they're coming in with the heals. So I don't know why Snake Kryptonite isn't committing to this fight here, but Z-Skill's gonna go down. Clandestine goes down to Gauze, though, who gets finished off by Mr. Slin. Madoff takes down GBB as Slin is grabbing the health. Looks like Pudding Cup finished off Wilson as well. It's gonna be 4-on-2. Blank and the Meisters don't want to commit to this push. They're backing out the AB connector, and more time is clicking off the clock here. Blank, 2 minutes and 50 seconds for Blank and the Meisters to make something happen.
Yeah, Snake definitely should have committed with his team there. The key thing is anytime you kill the other team's medic while they're defending and you're on offense and your med stays up or he gets a faster spawn, that's where you want to commit your medic out of short and just abuse your heals to, you know, kind of muscle your way into B and kill whatever's there, like do enough damage to where they back up and try and secure the point for yourself.
So it appears that EGO are going to be holding their B point. Blank and the Meisters have a very large Uber advantage coming from the C side, and EGO are not running a sentry, which is going to be interesting for them. It looks like Abe Lincoln bombs in early and gets taken out, though, and now here comes EGO to fight against this Uber here. We see Madoff trying to fight a sniper in the spawn. He takes him down. Gauze goes down as well. Mr. Slin all over the demo man, though. He's going to finish him off, and now just the medic alive. Snake Kryptonite pulling out the crossbow there. Doesn't get that to go, and he does get an Uber on to Slin. Doesn't finish him off though. Slin just 7 health, barely stays alive, and Wilson finishes off Snake Kryptonite there. So now EGO back in control of B, and with a minute and a half left, I don't know if they can do this, Blank.
Yeah, with this much time ticked down, I mean, this is where things get pretty daunting as a team. Like, you're looking at you'd need an extremely fast C cap, and even then, you're probably looking at around almost 10 minutes, perhaps. I mean, but here we go. Suicide's coming in, which is kind of the right call. You want to try and force the Uber for EGO. And re-push it.
Cammy, a bit of a mistake there, drops his demo man, but Mr. Slin does take down GBB. It looks like Snake Kryptonite's in trouble as well. Goes down to Clandestine. Clandestine 5 health taken down by Gauze. Z-Skill missing the shot onto the medic. It's 3-on-2 in favor of EGO. And Slin, I don't know what he's doing here, but he looks like he wants to push spawn. He just sees a soldier right in his face, and he's gonna get taken down by him again. What a shitty. And now EGO don't have enough players to defend B. The respawners now for Blank and the Meisters up and alive. It's going to be 6-on-4 as they push in. Cammy's lit down to 22 health, and he's going to back off. Wilson taking down Abe Lincoln, though, and giving them a chance to defend now as the soldiers now re-bombing in for EGO, putting Cup down to just 22 health on the point. GBB trying to come out here and seal off these doors. But Blank and the Meisters didn't seal off the doors there. Now EGO's coming back in. The soldiers bombing in. Wilson going to take out Pudding Cup. Clandestine goes down, and Blank take it from here.
Yeah, it was kind of a messy fight all around. Like, one of the key things, Blank and the Meisters had the numbers advantage, but, like, their soldiers focused on the roof, and, like, their lighter classes, like, tried capping, when really, they should have just established a lot of presence on the high ground with their pocket and demo, and then from there the scouts could cap, so kind of rushing what they thought was a 1 point, and it ends up coming back to bite them right here.
Yeah.
And here we have the demo man fighting a soldier on point. He should be able to clean up. Oh, the medic does pop. Oh, but that's why. I mean, time's running out, so EGO just needs to cap 2 points, I believe, after this, and they will be victorious. So what we're gonna see is Blank and the Meisters actually trying to set up a defense at A as soon as this ends.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
And Mr. Slin not having a bad game here, huh? Like,
Well, you know, his engineer is doing pretty well, but his scout at times leaves a lot to be desired. I mean, he comes up with the occasional frag here and there, but then at times he randomly runs into enemy players and dies, so, you know, it could be a coordination issue with his team, it could be his timing, whatnot, but, a little bit of a rust, or maybe, like, jitters from the match, you know, setting in there.
Yeah, it looks like Blank and the Meisters are running Crits Creek here, so this is a bit of a questionable play, but ooh, look at that professional jump in there by Snake Kryptonite. But yeah, running Crits Creek at the A door, I'm not sure I agree with this play here. It seems like an all or nothing, all in strategy, Blank. 10 seconds on the clock, what do you think's gonna happen?
I really like this this play. This is balls to the wall aggression. Like, they're gonna crits in the spawn. I mean, worst case scenario, or like, you know, you're gonna pop their Uber and you have plenty of space to kite back out here. So this might end up being the greatest play of the century. Let's see though.
He does pick off Clandestine, but doesn't get anything else with it, and now Cammy's gonna have very large Uber advantage. They're just gonna begin pushing into the B now, and they pick off Abe Lincoln at the spawn door. It's gonna be 5-on-5 here as Wilson now jumping in very aggressively with that pain train out. He goes straight for the soldier here, who's going to get cleaned up, and the Uber is going to get popped, though. Nice job by putting Cup to salvage that situation there and at least force the Uber from EGO. But if they don't stop B, they're going to be in a very bad situation as Madoff goes down at the short B door. Wow! Clandestine from behind takes down Snake Kryptonite. Slin gets Z-Skill, and GBB goes down as well here. So 4 players down for Blank and the Meisters. EGO are going to have themselves this B point here, and now they have to defend A for 5.5 minutes.
Yeah,
Or-
that they'll have to do, but I mean, that's tough. A in general is just hard to defend. EGO, I think, is going to rotate through C here with their Uber advantage, and I mean,
Uh-oh.
oh man, it's going to be tough.
Blank and the Meisters last ditch going quick fix here, and
Oh, dang.
I don't know how this is gonna turn out. We see Slin leading the way. He goes straight for the dome hit, but gets denied by Gauze. Gauze is able to get that pick. Meanwhile, he goes in for the soldiers and picks off Clandestine as well. It's still 3 on 3 now as Madoff picks off Pudding Cup. Whoa, Madoff gets another one on the Gauze there as well. So EGO firmly in control of the situation. Looks like Z-Skill comes in from behind though and picks off Cammy. More players coming in for Blank and the Meisters. Joe's gonna go down. Wilson gets Z-Skill. But with so many players down for Blank and the Meisters, looks like EGO should be able to get this cap onto A, and that would be the match there.
I don't know, it's all up to GBB. Can this guy do it? I mean, drops a soldier down to 90 health, but I think at this point, this is too little too late. But here we go, one last hurrah coming out from Blank and the Meisters.
Looks like Slin getting a nice 3K there to finish out the match, and that's gonna be it. EGO winning 2-1 over Blank and the Meisters, and the Edge Gamers organization have done it again.
Yeah, I think, you know, Slin coming in that second round, it seemed questionable at first with EGO dropping that round, but, you know, in the third round he really sort of came into his own with his big engineer play and the occasional scout flank, so overall I think Slin kind of the savior for EGO.
Yeah, he did have the lowest damage out of any fragging class on the server, but that is probably attributed to his professional scout play.
That indeed, that indeed.
He did have the most capture points though, and that's all that matters.
Oh dang, TF2 is a game about capture points,
And nipple hairs.
that too.
Okay, well, I think that does it for us. There were really no other interesting matches tonight. The one match that I did want to cast was Chill to Good Ratio versus Royalty, but that was apparently 5-on-6 for a lot of it. And I guess it wasn't worth casting, so we're just gonna call it there, folks. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the very first episode of Slin After Dark. Let me know what you think in the comments or on my teamfortress.tv page. And also check out Blank from Mad Men. Catch him winning intermediate, sandbagging it 1 match at a time on twitch.tv/blank. That's twitch.tv/BLANK. He also does demo reviews if you check out his thread on Team Fortress TV. And he's actually pretty good at following up on them. Have you caught up to everything yet there, Blank? Or?
Not really.
Well, don't submit matches then. Just submit scrims and try and keep it to half an hour, right? And then maybe Blank will have a
that would
chance.
make it a lot easier.
A couple people asking in chat if I'm starting. I'm just a backup. I'm looking for a team still. But me and I just hopped in there and unfortunately left DJC to cast the mix-up fully torqued match alongside Cell. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us once again. As always, catch the rest of my casts on youtube.com/Mr. Slin. Blank's in a lot of them actually. And hopefully we'll see you guys again soon. See ya.
Hey, lady.